Yeah, you're good.
Hello and good morning from Georgia Southern University in Statesboro for finals day at the 2023 USA Archery Collegiate Target Nationals. My name is Riley Marks and I'm an Olympic Reeker from Texas A&M University.
My name is Abby Rutledge. I'm also Olympic Reeker from Texas A&M University.
Thank you for joining us on USA Archery's YouTube channel. Coming up in the next few hours, weather permitting, we will bring you 8 individual gold medal matches plus mixed team finals.
Yeah, so up first this morning we have fixed pin women's gold medal match. We have Caitlin Shields and Kimber Wheeler, both from the University of the Cumberlands. Up next after them we will have the fixed pin men's. We have Clay Dempsey from Wabash Valley College and then Gage McCallum from Texas A&M University.
Welcome to our individual gold matches here at the 2023 Collegiate Nationals. First match is fixed pins women.
You can hear it? Richard.
All right, our archers are getting ready to take the field.
I know, but turn your volume
Riley, you want to tell everyone what fixed pin means?
Yes, so fixed pin is kind of like a compound in the aspect that it has wheels, but the stabilizers are shorter. They cannot have magnification on their sight, and they also cannot be moving their sight during the match. So if wind happens, they cannot move their sight. They just simply have to aim off.
So all you bow hunters out there, this is pretty similar to what you bow hunt.
Hello.
As you can hear, the Cumberlands are
you
loud and
watching
proud of
the
their
stream?
two fixed pin women.
So do you hear audio?
On bail 31, Caitlin Shields. On bail 32, Kimber Wheeler. Your line judge for this match is Scott.
Okay, got you. Because you're hearing audio. It's just the scoring that's bad.
It's a pretty fun atmosphere out here with all the teams cheering
That's
on.
perfect. Just
Yes,
hit me
this
with a
event
text. I
is
just won't
truly
show
like
it
no
until
other.
you
Collegiate
send it.
Nationals is the loudest tournament
Okay,
I have
thanks, buddy.
personally ever been to. Every year I feel like the teams get crazier and louder.
Yeah, and the outfits get funnier and funnier.
Yes, definitely. Some of our A&M boys were rocking hula skirts yesterday.
All right, here we go, first end. The way this match will work is they will shoot 5 rounds, each shooting 3 arrows. Highest cumulative score will take the gold. First shot.
That first arrow seems to be a 10-9 liner.
These ladies shot super well in qualification. Caitlin qualifying first and Kimber qualifying second.
Yes, so we have a 10 to a 9 currently. So a really great match. Both of these women had to beat so many people to get to here. It's a great accomplishment, especially being in collegiate archery.
Riley, you were on the finals field last year. What's it like being up there?
I think it is very stressful, especially when you're going against someone not in your college. These girls have the amazing school of the Cumberlands, and you can hear them cheering them on. But when it's two schools not going against each other, when they are going against each other, it is very stressful because they are screaming as loud as they possibly can.
Yeah.
So you're judging.
All right, and that concludes our first end. We'll get an official score from the judges here shortly.
Abby, what has been your favorite experience shooting collegiate archery so far?
Oh, I love Collegiate Nationals. It's my favorite. I think the best part is just like being with your team, because archery is a pretty individual sport, except for this like one weekend a year. So it's just fun, like cheering people on, running from bale to bale, just cheering your teammates on.
Yes, I completely agree with that. This tournament is definitely like no other.
Yeah. We've got some interesting weather here today, too. It was raining earlier. It seems to have stopped for the most part, but definitely overcast. Not too cold, though.
Yes. Early this morning, about probably 30 minutes before we started shooting, it was a downpour. So it's great to see that it is. Doesn't seem to be too windy at all. I don't think the wind flag is moving at all, much at
Yeah.
all, and it's not downpouring.
Yeah, grass is a little squishy, but nothing we can't handle.
Nope. Our shoots have been wet all weekend, so we're quite used to this.
Yeah. That's true.
Next month, a lot of these archers will also be going to SoCal for I think it's the 3rd use out of the year.
Yeah, that'll be a difference. Okay, so it looks like on bale 31, we have a score of 27. On bale 32, score of 28. So it looks like Miss Kimber is up 1 point to Miss Caitlin.
As a reminder, fixed pin is total score. It's not set points like bear bow and recurve.
Yeah.
Let's go, ladies. You
All right, arrows have been pulled. Getting ready to start second round. Here are the Cumberlands cheering on their teammates.
strong shot. Let's go, Caitlin. Strong shot.
So as you can see, the way this match is working is each archer shoots 1 arrow at a time. They're not both shooting at the same time.
They're switching off each time, too.
Good shot here.
Strong shot.
And I believe the archer with the higher score gets to choose if they go first or second,
I
correct?
believe that's how it goes.
Strong shot, Kimber. Strong shot.
All right, so Caitlin started us off. Now Kimber's shooting.
I believe she had a 9.
Yeah, looks like a 9.
You're good.
Shake it off.
Not sure what that one
It
was.
might have been a little bit low. Yes, that one looked to be an 8 just out.
All right, second shot from Caitlin. Got some
She
cheers from her
just
teammates.
Nailed a 10 there. You can obviously tell by her teammates' reactions.
Here goes Kimber.
Kimber came back. Kimber nails an X. Absolutely great match to watch. It's fun when both archers are just shooting so well. That will be an 8 high, right?
All right, here goes Kimber.
Stay in it.
Nailed
Followed
it.
with another X.
A little sigh of relief from Kimber after that one.
Yes, I'm sure it's extremely stressful.
Yeah. I wonder how many times these girls have,
Gone against each other.
yeah, or like
Probably.
practice matches at school.
Yes, probably very frequently, which I think makes it even more stressful.
Riley, what do you think's going through their heads right now?
Oh man, probably. I couldn't imagine. Mine last time was just, I think, nothing. I think I just blanked out the whole entire match. I don't think there was much going on in my head.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, probably. But
Looks like they both have fellow teammates in their coaches' boxes today.
yes, I think that's so fun.
That is fun. So for those of you watching at home who don't know, the way a finals match works is each archer has a designated coach and a designated arrow agent. So if you're looking at the target down there, they have some teammates that mark and pull their arrows for them and also vouch for them for any liners. And then they each have a coach in this little square behind them, usually spotting. One of them has a spotting scope up here.
One of them is just using binos. Personally, I'm not the best with binos. My hands shake too much.
Me too. Scopes
Scopes
are the way.
I do find it more common, though, with compounds and fixed pins that they use binos.
Yeah. Even Kimber is shooting with some binos on. Oh, they both
Oh,
are.
they both have them, yeah. All right, this is going to be the third end.
All right. And number 3, looks like Kimber is up 56 to Caitlin's 54.
And I believe Caitlin is shooting first.
Yeah, Caitlin is drawn back.
And Caitlin's
9.
is just out 9.
Solid 9 there from Caitlin. Ooh, nailed an X.
I don't know on this live feed if y'all can hear the schools, but the Cumberlands is cheering loud and proud for every 10 or X that they shoot.
She nailed that one. Oh, and she nailed that one. All right, here comes Kimber's second arrow.
Her next arrow was a
All
high
right, so we have a
9.
tied round right here. An X and a 9.
This is a great match.
Yeah, this one's fun.
It's a high 7.
High 7 from Caitlin.
And another 10. Absolutely great round. from
Finished round number
Kimber.
3.
Again, thinking about what these collegiate athletes have to go through on a day-to-day basis to get here is quite phenomenal. Not only are they shooting for countless hours a day, they're also taking on a full course load of classes, which can be very mentally tolling. So to be able to do this and compete at such a high level in archery is such an accomplishment.
Yeah, Riley, what's a typical day in the life as a collegiate archer? What's your day usually look like during the school year?
I scheduled all 8 a.m. classes, which means I get to get up super early, go
That's
to all
brave.
my classes. Yeah, 8 a.m.s are the worst. But after all my classes, I usually eat lunch, then I go to the range for 4 to 5 hours a day. Obviously, time permitting if I don't have to study for a test or something like that. So it's definitely time management for collegiate archers is extremely important because if they're not really diligent about their time, practice becomes harder and harder to do.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like they just wrapped up scoring for that.
So looks like we have Kimber has an 85. Looks like Caitlin has
An 80.
an 80. Okay.
Yeah. And here comes our fourth end.
Strong shot, Caitlin. You got it.
Right. Caitlin will, once again, I believe, be shooting first.
Let's go, Caitlin.
Do you prefer shooting first or second, Riley? Do you prefer shooting first or second?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I like shooting second. I don't. That's gonna be a high right 8
High right
for
8.
Caitlin.
Strong shot here, Kimber. You got it.
What do you like better, for shooting first or second?
I think first.
It's a low 9.
9
Definitely
just
relieves
out.
the pressure when you're first because
Yeah.
you're not staring at the other person's target.
Especially in a finals match like this, they're calling out the arrows every round.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
I'm
know
sure
exactly
that
what
adds
your
a lot of
opponent has.
stress to them.
Yeah.
Caitlin just had a low 9 there.
Right, here goes Kimber.
And that's a high 9.
I like Kimber's arrows. She got some purple fletchings, some blue knocks.
It's very fun.
It's one of the most fun things about archery is your color of your bow.
Yes, it definitely is. That was a high 7.
Caitlin.
For those of you who may not know, I'm a big Packer fan, and all of my archery equipment is green and yellow. So I enjoy watching other people decorate their bows in different colors. And also that last arrow was a 10 for Kimber.
Yes, it was. It's also fun getting to show some school spirit with your equipment at the collegiate level.
Yes.
I have a maroon bow, and there is a reason it's maroon.
Yes. Gig 'em forever.
All right, so that concludes end number 4. We'll get an official score here shortly. And we'll move into our 5th and final end for this match. And then, again, up next we have fixed pin men. We have Clay Dempsey from Wabash Valley College against Gage McCallum from Texas A&M University. And after fixed pin, we'll move into our compound matches, which scoring works the same for compound. It'll be 5 rounds cumulative score. And then we'll move into barebow and recurve, where we'll get into set system.
It's always a big controversy between, compound and recurve. If total score set point system is better.
Personally a fan of the set system, not gonna lie.
I like the set system because you can come back from being far behind. So I feel like you're never truly out of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, we're about to start our 5th and final end for score.
Let's go, Caitlin. Finish strong. Strong shot, you got it. Come on, girls. Strong shot. Strong shot right here, Caitlin. Strong shot.
All right, again, Caitlin is starting us off.
Strong shot, Kate.
Here we go. Good shots there.
And
8.
Caitlin's is just out of the 9 at a left 8.
Strong shot, Kim.
All right, here goes Kimber.
Kimber's is a right 9.
9.
Kimber's got a pretty good group going on. You can see all her arrow holes.
Caitlin,
Good
come
shots
on,
here.
stay in it. Good shot. Good shot.
9.
It is a high 9 on that
Stay
arrow.
in it, Kimber. You
Ended
got
good
it.
here.
Strong shot, Kimber. Stay in it. Right here. Strong shot. You got it. Yeah.
That was
Solid
a
10.
10.
Go, Kate.
End it strong right here.
All right, here goes Caitlin's last arrow for this match.
Good shot.
Finishes with a 9.
9.
Strong shot, Kimber. You got it. Finish it out, Kimber. Stay strong. Stay in it, Kimber. Right
Come
here.
on, Kimber.
Strong shot.
Kimber's last arrow is a 9,
Nine.
which I believe then makes Kimber taking the gold for this match.
Yeah. We'll get
Yeah.
an official sign from the judge here shortly. Got some
Kimber
hugs from her
giving
teammates.
her fellow teammate a huge hug, which is very heartwarming to see.
And Caitlin and Kimber. Good sportsmanship right here.
Very fun. I'm sure this means a lot to both of them, especially
Yeah.
going against each other. I'm sure this was not easy to do. About 2 years ago, actually, in Virginia, after I had to go against each other for
Yeah, we did.
bronze medal, and neither of us enjoyed that. So I can only imagine how.
Yeah, it's a
They're
tough
feeling.
situation.
Yeah, you want the best for your teammates.
But good news is, at least for the Cumberlands, there is a pre-competitive overall team competition going on,
Yes.
and they both scored pretty decent amount of points for their team just now. All right, our archers are stepping off the field. Kimber is our official winner.
So our fixed pin men will be coming up, and again, that'll be Clay Dempsey and Gage McCollum. Both of these actually were not seeded 1 or 2, which I think is really cool. I think Gage was, I think they were both worked their way fairly high.
All right, we've got Kimber Wheeler, our official fixed pin women
All right, your next
gold champion.
match
Kimber, how you
is
feeling?
I feel
Fixed
great.
Pins men.
Yeah?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
Oh, I saw you giving your fellow teammate a big hug. How does it feel to go against someone on your own team in a medal match?
It was nerve-wracking. I've shot with Caitlin the last 2 years, and this is our last shoot together.
Are you a senior?
I graduated this year.
You graduated. Okay.
That
Awesome.
is, I just think that is absolutely so amazing, and y'all both shot so well, and you should be so proud of yourself. It's a very cool experience. What's been your favorite thing about being at the University of the Cumberlands?
Thank you. I just love. I'm from Colorado, so I'm away from home, and they're like a big family to me.
Number
So
That's awesome.
one.
You guys
We are
seem like a
one
big
big team.
family.
Gage McCullough.
I love it.
Thank you for joining us today. I
Thank
really-
Congratulations, Kimber.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations,
On
Kimber.
lane number 2, Clay Dempsey.
We now have fixed pin men. On the
Your line
right,
judge
you will
for this
see
match
Clay Dempsey
is
from
Swami
Wabash
Nathan
Valley
Valasubramanian.
College, and on the left, you will see Gage McCollum from Texas A&M University. Again, both of these archers actually worked their way up in matches. Neither of them were ranked 1 or 2, which I think shows just how competitive this sport is and how matches truly anything can happen.
Yeah, Gage actually qualified 15th, and Clay qualified 17th. But they won quite a few matches to get to this point.
They beat people ranked much higher than them, which is absolutely amazing to watch them both be able to do.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. All right, we got Gage On target 31, shooting first. Settling into his first shot.
Shoots an 8, low
Eight.
right. Now we have Clay shooting. And also an 8,
Eight.
right.
Pretty similar spots. All right, here goes Gage. We mentioned this earlier, but fixed pin, you're not allowed to move your sight. So a lot of you sight crankers might be wishing they would move them, but they
Eight.
can't.
Which in situations like this where they both shot 8s, they might be feeling like they want to move their sight, but they just would have to aim off a little bit.
Yep, so Gage's second arrow was a low 8, and Clay getting ready to release his second one. Nails a 10.
10.
There goes Gage, his third and final arrow of this round. Oh, had a little trouble pulling back there.
There you go, shoots a 9.
Nine.
There we go.
Definitely moving toward that 10 ring there with those 3 arrows.
Here goes Clay.
And Clay shoots a 9.
9.
So it looks like Clay will be up on that one. Again, this is cumulative score, 5 rounds, so 4 to go.
For all those people who do not know what fixed pin entails, it is shorter stabilizers, front rods, compared to a compound. Their sights actually have no magnification on them, and they cannot move their sights once the match has started. Obviously, we both have a little bit of our hearts toward Gage right now because he is a fellow Aggie. It's really unique to be able to see someone be in a gold medal match who we also see work so hard every single day, which I'm sure is what Wabash Valley College is feeling about Clay Dempsey right now as well.
All right, in Gage's coaching box, we have Logan Samsel, and he's doing some weird arm motions. Riley, what's he doing?
At Texas A&M, we actually have yell chants, and we do them at football games. And Logan Samsel, being a graduating senior, has always led those yell chants for us. So I think this probably means a lot to him to be able to be up there with Gage right now and leading the yell chants.
Pretty goofy Aggies. Looks like they're having a slow morning.
I really don't know if y'all can hear this or not, but it is very loud, and a lot of people from Texas A&M and the Cumberlands are standing up here, so I can only imagine how loud it will get later today.
All right, gearing up for round number 2. Officially, we have Gage McCallum with a 25 and Clay Dempsey with a 27. Looks like Gage will be shooting first, and here he goes.
During these matches, for each arrow, you only have about 20 seconds, so for a compound, letting down is probably really not an option.
Yeah.
Which is might of where you saw Gage have that anticipation there.
There he goes, back in the 9. Here goes Clay with the 10.
Gage is just about to shoot now.
Pretty interesting. Gage is wearing an arm guard. I feel like most compounds don't wear arm guards.
Yeah, I didn't realize compounds do that.
Go Gage.
Gage also just shot a right 9.
And Clay nailed an X.
Yeah, it's an X. Absolutely amazing shooting coming from Clay right now.
Here goes Gage with his third and final. Another 9.
9.
Looks like he's dancing around that 10 ring.
Yeah, he really is.
Those hula moves. Here comes Clay.
Seems to be shaking a little bit here. But nails
a 10.
Absolutely
10.
amazing. So
That's a perfect 30
Yeah.
for Clay.
Love to see that. Can't beat a 30, so absolutely great.
Big sigh of relief from Clay as well. So it looks like Clay is shooting a Hoyt of some kind, and I believe Gage is a PSE guy.
I believe Gage is a PSC guy. something about Gage's coach, Logan Samsel, is although he competes in barebow now, he actually used to be a compound, but he switched when we felt that our team needed some extra barebows. It just kind of shows the spirit of collegiate archery and doing whatever you need to do for your team.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people here from A&M and other teams that have that similar story of, I grew up shooting this, but switched to this because my team needed it.
I think that's really cool that in collegiate archery, just teams get to come together like that. You just don't really see that at USATs and other events like that just because it's such an individual sport. And this event gets to make it a team, which is just really cool.
Riley, how about you tell everyone how big of a deal is that team national championship?
Wait, sorry, I'm so sorry. What'd you say?
How big of a deal is that team national championship that all the teams are vying for right now?
It's a really big deal, and especially Texas A&M and the Cumberlands have been neck and neck for the past few years. The Cumberlands took it last year, and it's really, I think it's a big deal. I think all of us push for it. We all think about it and worry about it, so I think it's a big deal. I think it shows a lot, and we definitely celebrate it. I know A&M does, and I know the Cumberlands do. It's something to be extremely proud of.
X from Gage. Yeah, team national championship, I think, is what motivates most archers all year long.
10.
Clay just shot a 9-10 liner.
Here goes Gage.
And 8 left.
8.
Another 10 from
Another
Clay.
10. Clay is on fire
It's his
right
fifth
now.
10 in a row.
Yeah, he's doing absolutely amazing. He is not letting the pressure of this event get to him right now.
No, he's not. Here goes Gage. Nails a 9.
9.
And Clay just
dropped a 7.
7.
All right, so that concludes end number 3. We have 2 more left in this gold medal match.
As I've said before, but for y'all, those of y'all who are just tuning in, this morning it was downpouring. Abby and I are actually in our rain jackets right now because we were anticipating the weather, but it has stopped and it's perfectly still. I mean, I think there might be a slight breeze, but really nothing much. So it's great conditions to be shooting in right now.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of funny. It feels like we've had all the climates. Practice day was sunny, humid, hot. A lot of people got sunburnt. And then we showed up for qualifications Friday morning, and it was raining when we got here, I think, and it misted in and out all morning.
And it was cold.
It got pretty chilly,
yeah. Freezing. I did not bring clothes for that. I thought Georgia would be hot.
Yeah, and then warmed up a little bit. The women shot qualifications in the morning. Rain stopped, and it warmed up just a tad for the guys in the afternoon. And then yesterday, it was sunny.
It was sunny.
in and
It was
out.
kind of a mild temperature, but then today is quite overcast, so we are definitely experiencing all the types of weather here at Georgia. And for
Typical
mixed team
Georgia.
leaders, it's forecasted to rain, so that'll make it extremely interesting if it is pouring rain while we're shooting.
Yeah, there was a slight change in the schedule to try to get ahead of a rain.
Yeah.
All right, going into round number 4, looks like Gage has a 79 to Mr. Clay's 84. Gage shooting first, has his first arrow loaded back.
Gage shoots a left 9.
9.
And a right high 9. I like how Gage is sporting his sunglasses on the back of his hat, upside down.
Upside down, of course.
Shoots a low left 8. And
Low
8.
8.
so he shoots a low 8 there. Gage is at full draw for his 3rd and final arrow. He shoots a low 8.
8.
Here comes Clay's 3rd and final arrow. He nails a 10.
10.
Back into the groove, it seems. He's
Good shooting.
really well.
Yeah. Both archers under this amount of pressure.
You can see them when they come off the lines having sighs of relief. So you know
Yeah.
that they are definitely feeling the pressure, but they are not showing it. I'm sure events like this are extremely stressful. I know I was very stressed last year. I kind of blacked out the whole time I was up there.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, especially they kind of play it up. We have 2 targets set up, you guys can see, with the flags lining, and quite a few people behind them wearing different school uniforms, just cheering them on.
Yeah, this is definitely the loudest of many tournaments, and I think that adds stress to it when you can hear so many people behind you cheering. Not only are you doing this for yourself, but you're doing it for your team and to, get that national championship. So you're doing it for something much greater than yourself, which I think adds a lot of stress to it.
Yeah, and I think there's like 2 groups of archers when it comes to collegiate archery. There's the group who does this outside of college, who compete at USATs, like you were talking about SoCal. That's coming up in about a week and a half, week. And then there's the group of archers who don't, that this is like one of the only tournaments they shoot a year. So this is like the big dance.
Yes, it is. And I personally think it's equally stressful for both groups, because for those people who shoot the USAT shooters, obviously they want to come here and show them what they're made of. But so do the people who do not, go to these other big tournaments. Okay, we just finished scoring here. And Gage is at a 104, and Clay is at a 111 going into the last end. Again, Gage will be shooting first.
All right, final 3 arrows for these gentlemen. Here goes Gage.
Gage shoots a low right 9.
Again, we've mentioned this before. For those of you out there who shoot and love to move your sight, you're probably wishing these kids would move their sight, but they can't. That's one of the rules about fixed pin, is they're not allowed to move their sight. That's why it's called fixed pin.
I think that adds something very competitive and hard about this, because these fixed pin shooters have to be really good at aiming off, and they have to be able to anticipate that they need to move off more so compared to the average shooter.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite hobbies is moving my sight.
Me too. If I shoot anything outside the 10, you're probably going to see me click it a little bit.
Yeah.
Gage shoots a 9 there.
All right, here goes. Final arrow of this match.
And
Shoots a
shoots a
9.
9.
I think unofficially, Mr. Clay walking away with a gold medal. Mr. Gage McCallum walking away with silver.
As a reminder, both of these people were seated. Gage was seated at 15 and Clay was seated at 17, so they shot absolutely amazing to get to this point. And they have done absolutely amazing up to this point, so it's really cool to be able to see them get to where they are today.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So after the conclusion of this match, we will be moving into compound, starting with the women. We have another University of Cumberland's versus a University of Cumberland's. We have Marissa Harding versus Danielle Woody coming up next. Both of these ladies are excellent shooters. Danielle qualified 3rd on Friday. Marissa qualified 17th. So Marissa did a lot of upsets to get here.
She did. And after that is compound women, which is Sawyer Sullivan. And I believe that he was seated first from Texas A&M, and then Chase Herdon from Union College, and he was actually seated 15th. So again, he did a lot of upsets, which I think is so cool in the sport that you can do that. And eliminations really is what it all comes down to.
Yeah, matches are fun. You never really know what's going to happen.
I think in just a moment we're going to get Clay up here to interview him real quickly about his gold medal win here at 2023 Collegiate Nationals.
Yep, walking over with a big old grin on his face.
Yes, he is ready.
What's up, Clay?
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you? You feeling
I'm
good?
doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm
Yeah?
nervous.
You were nervous?
Yes.
Yeah. What was going through your head up there?
Don't mess up. That's
It's a
about
good
it.
thing. It's a good thing. Was this your first gold medal match ever?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
You did excellent. You did excellent. So we were telling the people you qualified 17th. You ended up in a gold medal match. How did that happen?
I had a very bad day the first day, and I just fought my way back up.
Wow, we
Yeah.
love to see it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Clay, let me make sure I've been pronouncing your school. Where do you go to school?
Wabash Valley College.
Wabash. Where's that?
It's in Mount Carmel, Illinois.
Mark?
Yeah,
Mount
Southern
Carmel,
Illinois.
Oh, so you're far away from home.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
About 11 hours.
Gotcha. Is this your first collegiate nationals, or have you been here before?
I've been here. I was here last year at Chula Vista.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did it go better this year?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, last year.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Here you go.
All right, I think we're going to a commercial break now.
Collins commentating for the open compound female match coming up right here. I'm joined with
On target number 2, Marissa Harding. Your line judge for this match is Scott Booth.
All right, this is Garrett Collins. We are getting started with the female open compound division. I am joined with
Alina Jonas, and
currently it is both Cumberland archers stepping up to shoot.
Nine.
So it was a strong 9 shot from our first archer. We're going to talk a minute about our personal experiences. Alina, what was your experience this weekend at Nationals?
I ranked 29 in the ranked match, 29 out of 49 in the women's fixed pin division, and then in eliminations, I got eliminated with a 110 the first round.
All right. How were those weather conditions for you this weekend?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
How are your weather conditions? I know a lot of people got mixed up with the weather conditions between practice and qualification days.
Yeah, practice was really, really hot, and then the qualification day, it was a complete 180, and it was actually really cold, to the point where in the end, like, the shivering was so bad, and I could barely keep a steady shot.
All right. And you said you're fixed pin, so give a little bit of insight as to the differences between fixed pin versus what's going on right now with open compound.
Well, fixed pin they're restricted on the length of their stabilizer, for one. So fixed pin is allowed a maximum of 12 inches from the point where it connects to your boat to the very end, so that includes weights and everything. And we also are not allowed to have a magnified sight. We can have a sight with a lens, it just can't be a magnified lens. And those are pretty much the only differences.
Right.
And during the scoring rounds of the tournament, we're not allowed to adjust our sight, while open compound is. So if your aiming point is off, you just have to move your bow and hope for the best, pretty much.
And we just finished up this first end here. We're getting the official scores coming in just a second. And the rain's starting to seem to pick up a little bit, so we're going to see how that's going to affect our archers in these next coming rounds. So for fixed pin, it is a standard 3 arrows per end, shooting over 5 ends, so that's 15 arrows total out of 150 points. And X's break ties. So we're getting this score coming in. Very strong first ends for both the archers. And those archers are Danielle Woody and Marissa Harding. It's looking like it is 27 to 28 in favor of Miss Harding, I believe that is. So 1 point difference, but there's still 4 ends to go. It's looking very good.
Strong shots, ladies. Let's go, UC. Strong shots, Danielle. Strong shots. You got this, girl. Strong shots. Trust your process.
Go, girls. Go, Danielle.
Strong shot.
You got this.
All right. Strong shot, 10 shot for Danielle.
You got this, Marissa.
Another strong 10 for Marissa.
Almost the same place on the target, too.
I myself, I am an open compound shooter. I shoot on the male division. Wasn't the best weekend for me, however, team rounds yesterday went pretty well. Had a lot of fun there. We're going to improve, come back at our next tournament. Speaking of other tournaments, Alina, how does this tournament stack up against other tournaments you've shot at?
Could you repeat that?
How has this tournament stacked up against other tournaments you've shot at?
Well, I've only ever shot 2 other tournaments so far. One was indoor, and one was very, very small, certainly compared to this one. And so I didn't get the full experience that first tournament because of how few people there were in my division. So it didn't really feel like a competition almost.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? How is...
Oh, very good 30 from Marissa there. Myself, I've shot a handful of tournaments over the last several years. I'm not particularly new to the outdoor stage, and I'm not new to the national stage either. However, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you step up to the line, especially for that first and last shot. How you're going to... It tends to kind of... The first shot tends to dictate how the rest of your tournament goes, and then that last shot is usually either a relief or just you're glad it's over.
Oh, yeah, completely understandable.
Another very good end from both our archers. Those final scores are coming in now. If I'm not mistaken, that was a 28 and a 30 for that end for Danielle and Marissa, respectively.
So in the very beginning, Miss Marissa Harding was actually in the lead. She was the one in the lead by 1, right?
Yes, yes.
So now it is still the very beginning, but Miss Danielle Woody has turned it around for now. Let's see if she can keep up that momentum of pulling ahead.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so right now it's a 3-point difference at the end of the second end. They're about to step up to the line for their third end. And the way this works for our gold medal matches is each archer gets 20 seconds per arrow, and every time one archer finishes their shot, the clock of the other archer begins. It's a very strong 10. And so there is a little bit of a pressure element, making sure you only have 20 seconds per arrow. You don't get a little bit of leeway of getting maybe your first shot off a little earlier and then having a little bit of time on your last shots. I myself know if I'm not drawing back by 15 seconds, I definitely start to get a little flustered. Alina, I know a lot of archers will tend to count down the seconds in their head and correlate their arrows with a specific time, and they kind of have the timing down to seconds with each of their arrows. Do you do something like that, or do you do that itself?
Not really, because whenever I shoot the first arrow of an end, it's just a flow from there. Because I don't like to spend a lot of time in between each arrow, because then I feel like I lose the momentum of the shots. So I might take like 20, 30, maybe even 40 seconds before I even shoot one arrow. And then as soon as I shoot that one arrow, I just keep going, and I try to keep up that flow and that rhythm of shooting the arrows. What about you?
I kind of do. I don't take it down to like the individual seconds. However, I do try to just kind of keep track of that average time per arrow. For outdoor, when you're shooting qualifications, you shoot 6 arrows an end, which is a little different from our elimination rounds. And we have 4 minutes to shoot those 6 arrows. So if I'm not mistaken, that's about 40 seconds an arrow.
Yes.
So I usually just kind of segment out those 40 seconds apiece. Usually I'm well ahead of that 40-second schedule. However, I do try to keep that in mind, because I do know I can sometimes get to a point where I'm just rushing a lot, and it'll mess up my shots.
Yeah, I find that myself, when I look at the clock, I kind of over-exaggerate to myself how little time I have left, and then it leads to rushing my shots. So a lot of times I don't even look at the clock. From when I start shooting to when I finish, I don't even look at the clock until after I'm done.
Mm-hmm. They're stepping up for their 4th end. If I'm not mistaken, I see an elite versus a Hoyt, by the way. Miss Danielle shooting the elite, and Miss Marisha shooting the Hoyt.
Can you go so far as to tell what bows by those brands are? Or
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Could you even go so far as to say like what bows those are from their respective brands?
I believe that Hoyt is the Invicta or Invictus. I always say Invicta for some reason. And the elite, it might be a result, or it could possibly be the verdict.
It does look a lot like the result.
Mm-hmm. I myself shoot an elite result, but I think it might actually be the newer flagship verdict bow. So, Lena, you are a Georgia Southern archer, and it's being held here at Georgia Southern. What has it meant to you being able to shoot this prestigious tournament on your home field?
It kind of, not really sure how to describe it, but like, it's a national tournament, so it's a big deal. But I've also been told of last year's outdoor nationals, which was held in Chula Vista on an Olympic practice range, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And it doesn't really feel like it holds that kind of weight, because coming back to my own school to shoot, it just feels like I'm just coming back to my school to shoot. It doesn't really feel all that special. But then I see all these people here, and people from MIT, people who drove 10+ hours to be here. It's reminded, oh yeah, this is a national tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always that weird feeling that sets in. It set in for me kind of towards the end of qualifications of just how many people are here. I think part of it was because qualifications were split up between men and women, and in several of our last tournaments that we've shot at, everyone's just always been at once. And so having men and women split up, it kind of diminishes those numbers.
Yeah.
But then you realize you get to eliminations the next day and you see all 112 bales used, on most of them having about 4 archers per bale. You just realize just how many people are here. That wraps up the 4th end with 112 to 116 in favor of Marissa. I believe that is Marissa with the 116.
It's been really close between the two of them. Like, one will pull ahead, and then the other will pull ahead, and then the other will pull ahead. It's just been back and forth between them. So this will be an interesting final end.
Oh, yeah. We've talked a bit about the qualification rounds, but looking at those elimination rounds when it's kind of a do or die situation where like you could just stop shooting entirely at the end of that round. What goes through your head when you know that pressure has increased from qualifications to eliminations?
When I know that pressure is increased, I just get really stressed out and I can't aim as well, and I can't keep my bow steady as well, and basically I just don't shoot as well.
Which, funny enough, I actually experienced a little bit of a different feeling. I've noticed a trend in my scores is during elimination rounds, I tend to have a little bit of a better score. Whether that's because I'm just shooting fewer arrows, whether that's the pressure being put on, I'm not exactly sure. However, I do tend to shoot a little bit better. It's been a very strong fifth end, finishing out these scores.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That was a beautiful shot to end on.
That was a beautiful ending shot.
And that wraps up the women's open division. When Marissa turned around, she had the biggest smile on her face.
Oh, yeah, I would
and
too.
That was over with. That was a great shot.
Oh, yeah.
Great shootout between two friends. Getting those final official scores in now, but it's looking pretty good. That smile has not left Marissa's face since she stepped off that line.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't blame her. She shot wonderfully.
Oh, yeah, she really did. Both of these girls did.
Both those girls were fantastic archers and would beat me in an instant. Yeah, Marissa coming over here now to get a little bit of an interview in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead and say your name for everyone who's listening right now.
I'm Marissa Harding.
All right, and you're shooting with the University of Cumberland, so we have a
Yes.
couple questions for you. First, is this your first gold medal match, or?
Yes, it's my first ever one in college, so it's pretty exciting.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you shot wonderfully. What was going through your mind when you first stepped up on that first end?
Oh, I'm freaking out. I'm still freaking out. I just tried to work through the nerves, and I knew that it wasn't going to be sitting as good as practice over on the other field, so I just tried to work through it.
And right when you had released that last arrow, and you kind of had that feeling, I'm assuming that you had won it. What went through your mind right then?
Well, my last shot wasn't great, so I was like,
That
I
shot was
just hope
fantastic.
it was still a 9. I dropped out a little bit, so it didn't feel great, but I knew that as long as I kept him in the 9, but once I shot that last arrow, I was relieved because it's been a stressful weekend, I'm sure,
It
for
has.
everyone, and
Yeah.
I'm just glad it's finally over and I can relax and all that.
Oh, yeah, completely understandable.
Yeah.
Like, once you shoot that final shot, it's just like when you're releasing that arrow, you're also releasing just the tension of the entire
Mhm.
weekend
Yeah.
and the tension of competing.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like the weather, though, it waited out just for y'all to
Yeah.
finish. And the
Yeah.
second y'all finished, it started coming down pretty decently.
How generous.
Yeah.
But you did fantastic
Thank
job.
you.
You had a wonderful weekend. I was looking at your
Thank
scores. You had a
you.
wonderful weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on that
Thank
gold
you.
medal.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
But yes, this rain started picking up right after the women stepped off, so that's going to be interesting coming in with men's open compound coming up in just a second with Sawyer Sullivan from Texas A&M versus Chase Herdon from Union College. If memory serves correct, Sawyer Sullivan was the #1 seed after qualifications, and I believe Chase was 15th. But
I've been having my eye on Sawyer Sullivan pretty much all weekend, because I had heard how good he was, but this is my first time seeing him in a tournament, so this is my first time actually seeing him. And so I've been keeping an eye on him and his scores all weekend, and man has not come up. He has not come down from the top.
Yeah. And Chase, he did a fantastic job yesterday during the first several rounds of eliminations, putting him in this gold medal match. It was really cool watching him shoot too. I think I saw fairly consistent scores north of 145 for him. And I saw similar scores with that with Sullivan as well. So
Yeah,
we're clearing
open
the
compound divisions, but open especially is extremely close and extremely competitive.
Yes, I believe Sullivan ended with an arrow average around 9.8 something. He's very competitive, and all those top archers in that top 20-ish or so bracket are all extremely high scores. That is very indicative of a very steady aim and deep knowledge of both form and their own personal equipment. Well, looks like the rain's slacking off a bit. I guess it was just a little southern downpour that we get here around all the time in the summer. But
Or it's holding off to watch the archers.
maybe.
All right, our next match is compound men.
All right, and they just introduced our compound archers coming up right now. Weather can drastically change an archer's shooting, not only just from the rain hitting the arrows as it's flying down bail, but also just the cloud coverage and the change in light that you look through your sight. For those of you who don't know, for compounds you shoot with a peep sight in your sight, and with open compound you have magnification. And so usually you're shooting a clarifier in your peep sight, which just helps clear up the picture downrange. Because of this, you can sometimes run into issues of not being able to see enough because there's not enough light flowing through your aperture, so it gets very dim. And so in darker conditions like this cloud coverage, it can sometimes get a little difficult to see through your bow.
You know, I've never even thought about how the weather affects the actual sight itself. So your sight has a lens in it because you are open compound.
Yes, for outdoor I shoot a 6X lens.
Have you ever had your lens fog up?
Oh yes. Oh yes. During practice day on Thursday, it was very bright out. It was very hot and it was very humid. And several times I had to go to my quiver and grab my little lens cleaner and wipe off some condensation, some fog that was building up on there. But it can get very nerve-wracking, especially if it starts fogging up in the middle of an end, because you're trying to rush to make sure you get all your arrows off. But you also want to make sure you're able to see downrange clearly.
Is Sawyer Sullivan. Your line judge for this match is Swami Nathan Balasubramanian.
All right, both archers are stepping up to grab their bows. Looks like we have an elite verdict from Chase at Union College and a Matthews TRX for Sawyer Sullivan at Texas A&M. Sawyer will be first to shoot. Very strong X for that first shot.
That is a great start for Sawyer Sullivan.
Also very strong shot, trading off X's. It's kind of competition you'd expect out of compound divisions like we've seen today. Very spirited crowd from Texas A&M this morning.
Texas A&M has been lively this entire weekend.
9.
But it's good to see a team support their archers like that.
Oh yeah, great to see all that school spirit and camaraderie building up over this weekend.
9.
Sawyer Sullivan finished that round out with a 29. As did Sawyer Sullivan.
Yeah.
So we're going in at the end of this first end. We're both tied.
With a 29 for each of them.
Mm-hmm. And if I do believe they both have 1X and 110.
That's what it looks like.
So they are both tied up all going into the second
They are
end.
truly tied. You can't even use an X to break the tie in this situation. Not yet.
Yeah.
But it is still the very beginning, so both of these boys have a chance to pull ahead of the other.
Mm-hmm. Texas A&M had, I think I've heard 4 different organized chants throughout the weekend from them that they've been using.
That must be pretty nerve-wracking for the other archer. Because imagine going up against your opponent, and your opponent has this wall of support behind them, and your team isn't necessarily as organized as that. That must be pretty nerve-wracking.
I am hearing a lot of support though from Chase, just not in these organized chants.
Yeah.
That actually brings up an interesting point, though. Alina, yourself personally, do you prefer hearing words of encouragement coming from behind you, or would you rather kind of be left to your own devices? And
Oh, like hearing people behind me when I shoot, whether it's another teammate or the coach, or even they don't even have to say anything, just knowing that they're behind me, it makes it feel a lot more like practice. And so because I shoot better in practice a lot of times than I do in a competition. So just having someone behind me, they don't even have to be saying anything. But if they are calling my shots, then that's a bonus. But just having someone there with me, it makes it feel more like practice. And I get a little more confidence in myself. And I think, okay, I can actually do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the qualification round, in the very beginning, I didn't shoot well in practice. I was actually late and I missed the first practice end. So that was a very bad start just for the overall atmosphere of the tournament. And then in the very beginning, I felt like I can't do this. I'm not going to shoot well. But then a couple of my teammates came up behind me and they didn't even say much. Most of them just said a simple like, hello, how are you feeling? And just that was enough to get me back out of that slump and think, okay, I can do this.
9.
What about you?
I'm actually a little different. While I'm shooting on the line, I tend to prefer to not hear as much behind me. I actually put an earplug in my ear to help kind of drown out noise, and that also comes from practice. I usually have an earbud listening to music in, and that's not allowed in USA archery organized tournaments. You're not allowed to have any electronics on the line. So instead of using an earbud, I just put in a little foam earplug, and that just helps drown things out. I'll then step off the line after I'm done shooting, and I'll talk with my teammates and my friends, and that'll help. But while I'm shooting, I tend to I prefer to be left alone a bit.
Yeah, being on the same team, I have a little bit of experience competing alongside you. And during the very first tournament I shot with you, you very much looked like you just did not want to be talked to at all.
Yeah, it wasn't the best week that weekend that you and I had our first tournament shared together. However, it was also just one of those I don't like being talked to on the line, and so sometimes that can kind of shut me down a little bit. But all right, and that score is 57 for Chase and 59 from Sawyer. So a 2-point difference going into this third end. The rain's starting to pick back up again, so we're going to see how this affects these archers. So far, it doesn't look like this rain's very much affected either one of these archers. They've both been performing wonderfully.
Oh, yeah. But right now, Sawyer is pulling ahead, and in a compound division, that 2 points can mean so much. So it's interesting to see how Mr. Chase Herndon will. It's interesting to see what he'll do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
10.
Very close to a line, but that does look like it is breaking, so that would be a 10 for Sullivan.
Okay.
10.
Actually, it looks really close to being an X.
Yeah, that might be one that the judges have to check when they get down range.
Let's fight
10.
Both archers are continuing to look very composed.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look like any one of these boys will be losing their cool anytime soon.
I know, speaking from personal experience, the amount of pressure that can go into an archer's head when you have the entirety of the crowd here watching you as you shoot. It can sit in the back of your mind, and it takes a lot to be able to ignore that and be able to stay focused on your game, and both these archers are doing that wonderfully.
Oh yeah. During one tournament, I actually had to reshoot arrows by myself due to an equipment failure that had occurred previously or earlier on in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And being the only one making up arrows, like I was the only one on the line, so it felt like everybody was watching, and it just made those extra arrows really nerve-wracking, and it really affected the way I shot them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember at regionals this year, you had a bit of equipment malfunction, and I had run over and I grabbed your bow and I pressed it against my body to allow our coach to reset the string, because it kind of came off the rails a little bit there.
Yeah.
But hey, you got back on that line and you started shooting wonderfully going on from there.
Wonderfully is debatable, but I feel like I came back from that better than I could have, so that is good.
Yep. And just to remind you of some of the USAT events coming up in the near future, next month, the third of 4 USAT events takes place in Chula Vista, California, from June 19th through the 11th with the SoCal Showdown. The final USAT event is the Buckeye Classic in Dublin, Ohio, and that is from July 28th to the 30th. For those unfamiliar, the United States Archery Team, USAT is where that acronym comes from, qualifier series, are 4 outdoor tournaments held at different locations across the United States, and these are open to archers seeking national competition experience but also want the excitement of competition alongside world champions and Olympic medalists. It is those are 4 very fun tournaments to go to shoot at, a lot of great people. One thing I love about this sport is you don't come across very many people who look down on you, especially if you're a newer archer. I remember the first tournament I ever shot at, I shot right next to Braden Gallanthine, who is one of the top archers in the world. And that entire time, he and I were talking and just having a good conversation. He was interested in my setup and my practice and my experience. I was obviously very interested in talking to him about his. But he was a very good man, and I've seen that across the board with a lot of archers here, both at this tournament and the world-class stage and Olympic medalists.
Yeah, sorry, what?
Go on.
Oh, at the very first tournament that I shot at, just a few lanes away from me, a couple of my teammates were shooting next to Andre Shelby, who is a Olympic archer. And didn't he get a silver medal?
I believe that's accurate. I don't have those stats put up on me right now.
Yeah.
But yes, Andre Shelby is a fantastic Paralympic archer. Very good man, too.
And they were
well.
competing in they were both, the teammates that were competing next to him they were all open compound. And not once did Mr. Shelby look down on our boys who for sure weren't shooting as well as him, because that man is insane. But not once did he look down on them. In fact, he even offered one of our athletes a tip. He's like, hey, don't move your finger off your release. Keep it on your release even before you're ready to shoot it.
And that's what I was talking about. There's obviously the element of competition and wanting to win. However, most people in this sport love to just see the improvement across the board for every archer in this sport and trying to help everyone perform well.
Yeah, I've actually had the color of my bow commented on more than the actual bow itself in tournaments, so that's really funny.
Hey, in archery, sometimes the flash of your setup, the theme and the lining up of kind of how you make your setup, that can get a lot of comments too. I usually run with a mostly orange theme. I have a copper colored bow, and then I fletch all my arrows with orange, and I have some orange accents on my equipment.
Yeah, I personally have a green bow, and then everything else is just kind of whatever color is available. Like,
Just shooting with the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah, my release is red, because when I got it, it was either that or bright pink. So I decided red was the lesser of two evils. And my arrows are all fletched in red, and then my case is purple. So yeah, got the whole rainbow going on.
All right, coming to this fifth and final end, the score is 115 to 118 in favor of Sawyer Sullivan. So a 3-point difference, but this rain can definitely make it change here at the end.
It definitely could, yes. But either way, this is going to be a very close competition.
Oh, definitely. Hearing the rain hit the tent above us, these droplets seem to be pretty heavy, so that can definitely throw some archers off.
Ooh. 10. 9.
All right. Coming up on their last arrow each. Strong finish for Chase with a perfect 30 and an X on that last shot. That's a great way to end a tournament.
Oh yeah, very strong finish.
Ooh. Also a strong finish for Sullivan too.
Very strong finish.
That looks like Sullivan won that match. We're getting those official scores coming in now. But that was a well-shot match between both those archers.
Oh yes, absolutely. Both of them did very, very well. And it was a very close competition the entire time.
Yeah. But in a minute, we'll get Sullivan over here for a quick little interview for his win, and then we'll also have the bear bow competition coming up next, starting with bear bow women, and then after that we'll have the bear bow men, and then we'll have Olympic recurve women, followed by the Olympic recurve men after that, and those will be those 4 gold medal matches then. And then later this morning, we're going to be starting our mixed team rounds here, which hopefully this weather will hold off just a bit, enough till we can have those team rounds in. We have Sullivan coming over here now for a quick interview. Good morning, Sawyer. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys? I'm good.
Doing all right. So what was going through your head when you're stepping up to this gold medal match? I know you're not unfamiliar with this type of match.
I was super excited, a little nervous. You know, you're always going to be nervous, shoot in front of a lot of people, but I was super excited to shoot for my team. We have a really good team. We're all really close, and so I wanted to shoot well for them, and it was so fun.
Yeah, I can hear them over there.
Yeah.
They're cheering on.
Yeah, you can hear
You guys seem to have a lot of camaraderie going on. So you ranked #1 in the ranking round on Friday, is that correct?
Yes.
Throughout the entire elimination match, all the way up to the gold medal, did you ever have any doubt that you would, so did you go into the elimination thinking, I'm going to win, I'm going to go straight to the gold medal, and then I'm going to win that? Or were you kind of doubting it in between?
Well, there's always good shooters across the board, any shoot you go to. So you always try to have a plan going into the tournament and thinking what scores you need to shoot and how I want to execute my bow. So I just stuck to that plan and tried to stick to that plan and make it to the medal matches.
Okay.
How did this rain affect you? Because we saw that it kind of started picking up as you and Chase stepped onto the field. How did that affect your shot and your thought process going into each shot?
I definitely wanted to speed up my shot, especially since I had a little bit of water in my peep, so it was getting a little foggy and it was kind of hard to see. But I just wanted to speed it up and try to stare in the center and shoot the best I could.
All right. Well, you did fantastic today, and congratulations again.
Thank you, guys.
And we're going to have our barebow women's tournament or final round coming up in just a second. This has been Sawyer Sullivan, and we will be getting some new commentators to take over us who have a little bit more experience with the recurve side of things.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Kristen Tanks with Southern Eagles Archery, a barebow shooter.
I'm Rishi Kamlapati. I'm a recurve archer at MIT.
Well,
this is weird. You can't hear yourself, huh?
No. It's very unsettling, but we'll get used to it. So up next, we have Brittany McCarthy and Sierra Nation, who's going to be representing our barebow women in this gold medal match. So as a barebow shooter myself, I have to say that this rain is not going to be fun.
Yeah, it just came on so suddenly, right before the men's compound match.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they were warming up during the rain, so I'm wondering how they're going to adjust for this.
Yeah, so they shot a couple of rounds, I was noticing, but they kind of stopped. They had been shooting since early this morning, so it's never good to, keep
Yeah, you don't want to
shooting,
tire
keep
yourself
shooting.
out, right?
Yeah, you definitely want to have that break. So we're going to see in a minute how, they can adjust and shoot in the rain.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, thank you for joining us on the USA Archery YouTube channel. And just as a reminder, we're at Georgia Southern University in Statesboro, Georgia, and we are shooting the 2023 USA Archery Collegiate Target Nationals.
Target 32, Brittany McCarthy.
It's a big thing being able to represent your college here. Got all, as you can hear, the cheering fans from all teams. So Rishi, you're a recurve shooter, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Right, so what's your experience with shooting in these high-pressure situations?
Well, I haven't really been in a situation like this before, the single arrow, or with the gold medal matches where they're shooting 20 seconds each on the timer.
Yeah.
But they've been handling it pretty well so far in the compounds. And what you have to do here is the second your opponent fires, you have 20 seconds to take your next shot. And they're trading back and forth until they've each shot 3 arrows.
Got Brittany there with 6. It's
Wow.
a strong start for barebow in the rain, getting adjusted.
Yeah, they've really got to calibrate in. Ooh, nice 9.
It's a nice 9 from Sierra. All right. Got, it looks like somewhere in the blue at top.
It's a 5.
But the good thing about barebow, and something that's going to be different from the previous matches, is the set point system.
Right.
So compound works on a cumulative score, but you probably have more experience with the set point system if you want to explain that.
Sure, yeah. So the way the set point system works is that they each shoot their 3 arrows, they go down there and score, and whoever takes the high score in that round gets 2 points. If they tie, they each get 1 point, and they're competing to get to a total of 6 points, 6 set points first.
Yeah, and then if they tie at that 5, we get to a 1 arrow shoot off. So the total amount of ends possible is 6. So we'll see now. But the good thing about set point system is you can lose.
It doesn't matter how.
And then you get to reset after that set. So Sierra here has won this first end, but it's barebow, and you never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Yeah, it really allows for really strong comebacks.
Yeah. Definitely.
No matter how much you lose by or how much you win by, the next set is just as important.
I had a teammate, Emma Bates, actually this weekend came back. She was 0-4. She came back and won 6-4.
That's really incredible, yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show you anything can happen in barebow.
All right, so we've got some results from the earlier gold medal matches today. We had, from fixed pins women, we had Kimber Wheeler, who shot a She won 141 to 130. In fixed pins men, we had Clay Dempsey, who won 137 to 131.
Yeah, and for compound women, we had Marissa Harding win 145 to 140. That's pretty close. In the compound men, we just had Sawyer Sullivan win 147 to 145. Also a really close match.
Yeah, really incredible watching those scores out here today. And for compound, I'm really surprised how well they adjust, because whenever I watch compound, usually they're really settling into that shot, staying at full draw for a long time before shooting. But now they've only got 20 seconds, and they have to start that shot right after their opponent.
Yes. So again, like that high pressure situation, they both did really well, especially with these weather conditions and this, just the pressure of the tournament and representing their college on this stage.
Yeah, that's something great about collegiate archery. Like, you see these big teams behind these two archers, and they're all cheering when they shoot 10s, and they're all there to support them when they need a little bit of strength to come back.
Yeah, it's a big event. Really glad that we got to host it here at Georgia Southern University. It was a long time in the making, kind of getting everything set up and ready to go. We came out here in the week before the tournament to get everything set up, and we're glad it turned out great.
Yeah, well, you guys did a really great job. This is one of the best run tournaments I've ever been at.
Really?
And yeah, there's been no issues for me so far, and it's just an insane number of bails. When we were shooting qualifying rounds, there's 112 something bails.
That is awesome to hear. We had some trouble, getting stuff off the trailer and stuff, but it all worked out.
Get 7 down range.
Yeah, even if it's getting rained on.
Yeah, and the weather this week has been so variable. We got a 9 down range.
Yeah, 9 from Sierra. See how Brittany responds. She responds with an 8. Yeah, and when you're thinking about bare bows, like, you're thinking about a completely different piece of equipment. There's no sights, there's no stabilizers. They are just basically going off intuition. That was a great shot from Brittany with a 9.
Yeah, so when they're getting their equipment inspected before the tournament, bare bows actually have to pass through a very small, not that small, but they have to pass through a special ring that the judges have.
That's pretty small.
Yeah, my recurve definitely wouldn't fit through it.
Oh, no.
And so that's why their weights on the front there, on the bottom half of the riser, are very short. They have to fit through that ring. And you'll actually see sometimes, I'm not sure if either competitors have it right now, but they'll have a very long and rectangular weight that tapers against the riser, so that you are able to fit through that but spread out that weight on the bottom half of the riser.
Anything that works to kind of steady out that shot. Bare bow is as it sounds. You don't get to have all the sights and stabilizers,
the bells and whistles
to help.
Bit, yeah.
But it's really fun. It's a more traditional style of archery.
Yeah, it's pretty fluid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's wind. I gotta aim more to the left. Yeah, it's
very intuitive. You definitely have to be able to see where your shot goes down range and make those adjustments on the fly to put it in the center.
And something I really like about bare bow as well is how different each bow looks. When you get to recurve, it's like once they have the 3 stabilizers in the sight, they start to all kind of look the same with different colors.
Yeah.
But bare bows, like, you have a great variety of risers, limbs, and weight designs.
Yeah.
It's great to
we
see.
can change a lot of components, especially with our arrows. Our arrows are kind of cooler too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So you've got different kind of fletchings you'll see on bare bow archers. You'll see kind of like the spin wings, and then you also have like the kind of glue-on fletchings that you'll see. So just a lot more variety. Anything that works.
Yeah.
Every archer is different. It has different preferences for what works for them.
Yeah, for sure. And another difference between bare bow and recurve is that the distance changes.
Yes.
With recurve, you're shooting the 70, and with bare bow, you're shooting 50 meters.
Yeah. I think I could take you at 70 meters, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you after the
friendly
after
competition
the
afterwards. I actually get to shoot mixed teams this afternoon or later this morning.
Oh, awesome. How's your mentality change going into mixed teams?
It's definitely even more pressure going into mixed teams, just because
it only goes up, huh?
It only goes up because I have someone else riding on me. It's not just individual. It's me and another teammate, and I don't want to let them down. So it's definitely a different kind of mental game. Got Brittany up first with a 9. Amazing shot.
Strong 9, right below the center there.
Got Sierra with a 7.
7.
That's one thing about bare bows. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen, so it's always an exciting thing to watch.
Of course, yeah. Another 7 down. And the set points right now are 3-1.
Another 9 for Brittany.
Really strong performance there.
Yeah. You can kind of see that fist bump there, that self-assured.
3 sevens.
Got a 7. Yeah.
Triple sevens. It's a jackpot, right?
So it's looking like Brittany will take that end, but as you said earlier, it's anyone's game still.
Yep. And I believe that ties it up, 3-3.
Yeah.
This
is going to be a close match.
Yeah, which is very close, yeah. It could end up going to single arrow shoot-off.
Yeah, if Sierra wins one more match outright and Brittany wins one more match outright, then we will see a 1 arrow shoot-off happening here.
And the rain only seems to be getting worse.
Yeah. It's definitely not my favorite weather to shoot in. I don't think it's anyone's. I don't think anyone out there prefers the rain.
Yeah. Our regionals was a little bit like this in the eastern region at JMU. And it was nice. And then they ended up canceling shooting because of lightning.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But it was pretty funny for the little bit that we were shooting in the rain.
Yeah. You'll see them wiping off arrows, trying to keep the rain off of all of the equipment as much as possible. Even
keep
the
the
smallest
archers as dry as possible as
well.
well.
When they shoot wet, they gotta somehow adjust for it.
Yeah, I mean, everything gets harder in the rain. It's harder to aim. It's harder to hold your bow. It's harder to focus when all that's hitting you. One good thing about the conditions today is that there's not a lot of wind, so you're just dealing with the rain pushing your arrows down.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a 9.
Pretty
It's
close
very
to the
close,
10 ring.
almost aligning. Got a 7 from Sierra.
Could you give us some insight into how they're adjusting their aim?
Yes, so typically when you're aiming with bare bow, you've found a point by now that kind of works for you. So it's all about, keeping steady and being able to hold until you get to that spot before releasing. A big part of bare bow shooting, or all shooting really, is that follow through with that release. And make sure you're completing that whole shot process before kind of stepping away and reaching for the next arrow.
Yeah, of course.
They're doing an amazing job for the conditions that they're in.
And of course, this is a gold medal match, so you.
Yes.
So coming up after this, we have the bare bow men, then the recurve women and recurve men, and that will sum up our gold medal matches. And then after this, later today, we'll have the mixed team matches, as mentioned earlier, and they're condensing those a little bit because there's an incoming storm. So we're trying to wrap up as quickly as possible so everyone gets a chance to shoot.
I was actually kind of sad to hear that we won't be recording the gold medal match mixed teams anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of took some of my motivation away.
Yeah. But you're on the tail end, right, with the bare bow, so it's good for you that you're still going to get to shoot, likely.
Yes. Yes, recurve. Yeah, recurve might if it gets any worse. I don't know. It's starting to lighten up a little bit. Starting to get back to the sprinkle it was earlier this morning.
Yep.
All
right, up for the third round.
We are currently at 5-3, with Brittany with 5. So this match could end it all.
Okay. 7.
Nice 9. You can shoot really consistently so far. Ten. Nice.
10.
It's a strong shot. It's a close match.
10. Wow. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Just goes to show anything can happen here.
Yeah.
And with that, it looks like we're at a 5-5 tie.
It does. Looks like we're going to have a one-arrow shoot-off. This is one of the
so
more exciting
Yeah.
things that can happen across the archery field in a whole, especially during barebow. As you can see, everybody, no matter what team, you see Lindsay Wilson, but you also see Cumberland's and Sierra's Nation, MSU Denver out to support. So it's a fascinating thing to watch.
Yeah. So just coming up in the next month, there'll be the third of the 4 USAT events, and that will be in Chula Vista, California, from June 9th to 11th, and that is the SoCal Showdown. It's a pretty intense name for a tournament. Exciting. And then the final the USAT event is the Buckeye Classic, which will be in Dublin, Ohio, from July 28th to 30th. And just as a reminder for those unfamiliar, the United States Archery Team, the USAT, the qualifier series are 4 outdoor tournaments that are held at different locations across the USA. These are open to archers seeking national competitive experience, but also want the excitement of competing alongside world champions and Olympic medalists.
Yeah, I actually went to one of the USAT qualifiers back in Gator Cup. The Gator Cup shoot was a USAT qualifier, so I got to see pros at their best, and it was really exciting. I just recently got into archery this past August.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't been in the archery field for very long. Yeah, less than a year.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot, and I've gotten to see a lot of cool things and kind of fall in love with this sport.
Yeah, I'm also pretty new to the sport. I've been shooting competitively for 2 years. So I went to indoor nationals last year and outdoor regionals last year as the 2 largest tournaments. And then this year, this is the largest tournament I've ever been to. So it's really cool to see all these archers from across the U.S.
Yeah.
And it's great to talk to people, too. Like, there's just so many people here from all different colleges, shooting all different majors, shooting all different types of equipment. So.
Yeah. And here they are for this one-arrow shoot-off. They get one single arrow, and the closest to the middle is the winner.
All right.
Got a strong shot
Really
from
good.
Brittany. The 9.
All right, let's see how it comes down. 9.
We also have a 9. Okay.
These are really close. So what the judges are going to do is break out a pair of calipers and measure the distance between the arrow and the center of the target.
Judge goes down.
And we'll watch that on the broadcast, so you'll get to watch that in person as well, or as close to in person as you can get.
I know these archers are
they're sweating.
Full of adrenaline. Well, yes. They are so eager and want to know who has won the gold medal for barebow women.
Oh, I hope they break out the calipers. I haven't seen that in a while. Oh, they're doing it, but we can't see.
Oh, no.
Get out of
They're
the
really
way.
building the suspense here.
We can't. Yeah, this is a really riveting view of the jackets.
Yes, and we'll just get a spectacular reveal.
Okay.
When the scoring judge comes out and calls the match.
Okay, we can watch.
Okay.
We can watch this one.
We'll
Nice.
see it here.
Okay.
So the way they decide this is whichever one is closest to the center, since it was a tie.
Okay, let's see what it is.
Oh, you know what would be really cool if they're the exact same distance.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Wow. Oh my gosh. This is, you don't see this very often.
They're fist bumping. Look at that.
Very rare.
Look at that competitive spirit. That's so fun. Yeah, it is frustrating, but it's also really cool to go to single arrow shoot-offs like this.
You're hearing the barebow chant.
Everyone's chanting barebow.
Yes. This is the sport. This is the community. We are all out here to have fun, but this is exciting.
Yeah. All right, so
they got to refocus. They got to get back in the zone. They thought that was it. Got to come back from the celebrations and kind of
I can barely hear you. It's so loud.
Yeah.
10. Wow. All right. You're performing very well under the pressure.
Okay. And we have our winner. Our winner is Brittany McCarthy. She is our Barebow winner for women at the Collegiate Target Nationals.
Yeah, still great shots from both of them.
Yeah. That was a really close match. That was
very
one
close,
to
yeah.
watch. Yeah, as you see, our archers are getting emotional. It's a lot.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Aw, yeah.
It's one thing that I can say is they're very, how do I put this, comforting to one another. That's one thing you'll see in collegiate archery is there's not a lot of,
like animosity?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are pretty friendly online, and even during eliminations, there's like a good number of, a good amount of conversation happening among opponents as well. That's so nice.
Yeah. Well, we'll actually get to speak with Brittany here in a second when she's
she's coming over.
She just got told she has to come and speak with us. And here she is, our Barebow winner. You did it.
I did it.
Dude, that's so intense. How are you feeling?
I'm crying right now. I didn't think I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It takes a lot. That was a really
the second single arrow shoot off.
Yeah, I was trying. For sure thought I was gonna miss the target.
Yeah.
No.
That was a really great last shot as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you keep your focus? I know when you both shot those 9s, one of you thought you were going to either be the winner or the loser. So to have to reshoot that, what was going through your head?
I was just trying to do what I've been doing all weekend. Is just I don't care where it hits. I just want to make it feel good on my end.
Yeah. Good.
And it helped a lot.
Went where
this
it needed to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you've been doing all weekend, but the weather has been changing consistently every single day. It's completely different.
I like shooting in the rain.
Okay,
A lot of people, it gets in their head, with barebow, your arrows are influenced so much in barebow with weather. And, with rain, you just got to aim a little bit higher and you're good.
Yeah.
And some people it gets to them, so I was like, I'm just going to try.
Yeah, awesome.
She was ready. Well, that was an amazing win. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Kyle,
what are you studying in college, by the way?
Huh?
What are you studying in college, by the way?
I'm a human services and counseling major and also double majoring in psychology.
Wow, yeah. What year are you in?
I'm on my 4th year right now, but I'm coming back for a 5th.
Let's go, victory lap. Yeah. All right, thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, we have the
performance.
men's barebow up. That is Kyle Coffey and Jonathan Stanley, and they're both from Union College.
Yes. So we've seen a couple of college against college matches today, with the Cumberlands going against each other's in both open, compound, and fixed pin. So it's always a thing to see, a friendly competition, if you will.
A little exciting, but also a little intimidating because it's your teammate you're shooting against. You know their weaknesses.
You're fighting for bragging rights at this point,
Eight.
Okay.
Strong shot, Big
Let's
John.
see.
Put it in there. You got it.
Really stable there.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Still come back.
Yeah, you can come back from anything.
And the rain just picked up again. So that's what they're dealing with out there.
That's another thing. You never know when the rain is gonna pick up, so you could settle your shot on this end and something completely different happen on the opposite.
For sure, yeah. There you go. That's what I was saying. You just immediately come back.
Just needed an arrow to kind of gauge how the rain was going to influence the arrow. There we go. Strong shots from both of them.
Wow.
Yeah. It looks like they both just needed that warm-up arrow. Yeah. Looks like we might see another really close match here.
Yeah. Yeah, and something to keep in mind as well is that when we shoot, normally we get a couple of warm-up ends, and then we start ranking or start competing. But these archers are warming up on the other side of the field, and then coming over here to shoot. So things are changing a little bit as they're coming over to compete.
Yes, it's a little bit of that cool down period, so getting kind of warmed back up and in the groove.
Yeah.
I know
and
for
apparently
eliminations,
it takes exactly one arrow.
one arrow is all they needed. For eliminations this past weekend, I got the 2 warm-up ends, and I found my spot, my groove, but then I had to move bails, and it's straight into that next match. You don't get those 2 warm-ups again. So it's definitely kind of just trusting yourself and trusting your shot process.
Yep. I ended up in a little bit better of a position after shooting qualifiers. At first I was over here on the end, and I'm left-handed, so I was looking down the entire range at the shot clock. And then during eliminations, I ended up way closer to the clock, so I could actually have a better sense of what time it was. Yeah.
Kind of time you are. So how are you with time and getting your shots off?
I shoot pretty fast normally. I take a couple seconds when I get up there to settle in, and then I usually have a good chunk of time left over at the end.
Yeah.
But this weekend I've been struggling to keep that push up and rip through the clicker, but just it happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Let's see what we got here.
We got a high 6 there.
Maybe still compensating for the rain.
The rain that just stopped.
Yeah, it literally just stopped.
8.
That's just what I was talking about. Use prep a shot up here, and then weather just changes on the fly. Got a strong shot there.
Right. He's coming back down as well. Still dead center, yeah, on left and right. Okay, consistent group there, though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Strong shot.
10.
Way to go. And being the last person to shoot here is also an additional bit of pressure, because you know what they've scored because they're calling it out loud.
Yeah.
5.
It can get in your head, but it can also be kind of relieving, kind of that you have the rest of this time and you can no longer focus on the person next to you.
Yeah. Totally valid.
All right, we're going to have the judges come out and see if we're going to be tied up. It looks like we are.
The score before this end was 2-0 for Jonathan.
Yep. I'm going to see how it looks. It looks like we're going to be all tied up 2-2.
Did they change the scorecard yet? And yeah, we are tied up 2-2.
They're flipping it now.
Yep.
There we go. Another head-to-head match.
Yeah, this is a really great competition right now.
Yeah. I love to say it, bare bow, it's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any plans for any other outdoor tournaments, or is this your last one before
That's
going
kind of it.
on?
I need to. I'm on my graduation lap, so I have graduation June 1st, and then I'll be back for grad school though. So I'm still in collegiate archery.
You're still in collegiate,
Yeah.
okay. So I'll be seeing you around.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. But I'm taking the summer off, so I'll keep shooting a lot. Though.
7.
Seven and a 6. Still really close here.
Yeah.
Rain is still down. There's a nice mist in the air.
Yeah.
7.
7.
This goes back to what you were talking about earlier. So they were practicing in the rain. Their first shots were in the rain. So now that it's gone, it's a thing to readjust to. But that was a strong shot. It's a 9.
I'm not sure if you can see on the live stream, but you definitely can. There's his weights are hammer shaped on his bare bow. I've never seen something like that.
Huh.
Kyle's.
Yeah.
3.
It's a very unique customization.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen
I've
one
never
of
seen
this
something
before.
like that. It's pretty cool. He's got them canted at 2 different angles.
Trying to look close here. Oh, I see them. No, those are really cool. Yeah. The customization part has got to be one of my favorite parts of bow building.
Yeah?
Yeah. All of it.
Everyone's got their little color scheme and
I love to always see it matched together and just look really good.
Yeah.
My coach, Cassandra Pelton, has always said you might not shoot well, but at least you'll look good doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite thing is there's like a customization aspect to the arrows as well, but really picking the nocks that stand out that still match your aesthetic. Yeah.
Especially shooting outdoor. I've many a times have relied on my bright yellow nocks to retrieve arrows after, missing the bail and digging into the ground.
Yeah. And I heard that people actually bring like spare sets of nocks and swap them out.
Yeah.
If there's too many people on their bail who are too similar.
With the same color.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you look down, you want to know where your arrows are, kind of prep to get into the mindset of what you need to change to, shoot better. And when it's all orange, you're like, well, whose are whose?
And they're not doing it right now. They have spotters from their teams helping them out. But sometimes people are on the line shooting, and you have to lean down really quick, see where your arrow landed, and adjust so you can keep shooting.
Yeah. And one thing about this is they only have 20 seconds, so the probability of being able to let down and reset are very slim.
Yeah, you got to go right after the last guy shoots.
Once you're up, you're up.
9 from both of them.
Good shot.
Come on, Big John. Strong shot here, Big John.
Good shot. Do you think you would be able to? Yeah. Do you think you would be able to stay calm going against a friend?
No.
No?
10, nice. Yeah.
These are some strong shots for them to be going against a fellow teammate.
Yeah, I think. I don't know how to manage that. Yeah, honestly, never had that problem before. Coming in steadily to increase.
There you go.
Okay.
Good job, Kyle. Good shooting, Big John.
And
This is
they're going down to
4-2
The score was
to Kyle.
4-2 as well.
Okay. Yep. So they are up here handshaking. It looks like Kyle has
set,
won
yeah.
the match.
Everyone's saying Barebow.
Yeah, I'm very tempted to join in on the chant. These are my people up here. It's very exciting to get to watch their gold medal
they
matches.
called the match for Kyle Coffey from Union College. We'll get him over here soon.
Yep.
He doesn't want to come over. No.
I swear, after winning something at this caliber, like you're ready to go celebrate
Hey,
with
wanna
your
celebrate?
team. Let's talk
Hey, what's
with
up,
them
man?
First.
Hey.
How you doing?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good. It was extremely nerve-wracking. I'm still a little bit nervous, shaking, but it was extremely fun.
Yeah, it didn't show at all in your shooting. You're so stable out there.
Thank you.
Steady.
What's it like shooting against one of your teammates?
I felt like I wanted to be happy, but we and him are such good friends that I feel for him too, and it was a lot of fun though. Yeah. It was just like in practice. Honestly, we shoot against each other all the time in practice.
Yeah. Did you change it all from practice to here? You
Not really.
Okay.
It's just. I mean, I'm more nervous, of course, but yeah. Other than that.
And, dude, the rain stopped right as you guys started shooting.
I was extremely happy about that.
You're happy about it?
Oh yeah.
You were warming up on the practice field. How did that?
It didn't change that much. My arrows go a little bit lower whenever it's raining, but I just moved my aim point up a little bit more.
Your arrows go lower.
Because the rain, my bow shoots so slow, or bare bow, but the raindrops will hit it, and then it'll go lower.
Yeah. Could you tell us about your weights?
I honestly, every time that I get a little bit loose in my I don't know what it's called, stabilization, I guess, I just add more weights to it.
Okay.
I probably have, I don't know, 3.5 pounds on there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it feels amazing. It just sits there like a rock.
Nice. And could you tell us what your major is in college?
I'm an education major for a teacher,
Yeah.
to be a middle school social studies teacher.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
And are you graduating this year?
No, I still have 2 more years.
Okay, so you're already
I'm a
specializing
sophomore.
in what kind of teaching you're doing?
Mhm.
Awesome,
Yeah.
yeah. How'd you decide on that?
My family is teachers, and so my mom and my aunt are both teachers, and I grew up there, and I just decided for that.
Awesome, yeah.
Do you ever see yourself teaching archery?
I do. I plan to teach NASP, in high school.
Yeah, the Genesis bows, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. I started from that. Before I've just been shooting this for a year and a half now.
Oh.
And so I came from NASP.
What got you settled in? You came out of NASP. You have a little bit of compound experience.
It seems like it's the most easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barebo's the easiest.
Like not easy, but like the easiest switch from NASP to
The
barebow.
transition, right?
It's definitely extremely hard. I didn't mean to say that.
No, you're good. Congrats again on your gold medal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. It was a good shoot.
Thank you.
All right. up next, we're going to have recurve women. We're going to have Casey Caulfield and Judith. Can't pronounce
And
that.
Judith Gottlieb?
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're going to thank you we're going to thank Georgia Southern University for being awesome hosts and setting up this entire tournament for us. The college scene is doing great, and we're having a great time out here.
Yeah.
And we're going to head out now.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for your time.
We're going to introduce some new commentators for you guys.
Hello, good morning from Georgia Southern University in Statesboro for the finals day at the 2023 USA Archery Collegiate Target Nationals. My name is Clay Weaver. I'm here with
Sydney Sollenberger,
Riley Marks, and Abby Rutledge.
Thank you for joining us on USA Archery's YouTube channel. Coming up in the next few hours, weather permitting, we will bring you 8 individual gold medal matches plus mixed team finals. Coming up next, we have the women's recurve final.
We've got Casey Caulfield and Judith Gottlieb.
Casey was seated first and Judith 11th. So right now we have pushed back the targets to 70 meters, which we haven't seen yet today. Everything else today was at 50 meters, so that's kind of a change. And it's also started to rain in the recent hour.
Yep, looks like we're just waiting for the field to get set here. Looks like they're getting ready to bring out the coaches and the archers here soon.
We've got some strong cheering sections warming them up here behind our athletes getting ready to take the stage.
Yeah, Casey is a member of Texas A&M University's team, and Judith goes to Columbia. Both of which teams we can hear loudly chanting already for their members shooting today. Clay, can you tell us a little bit about what all entails of Olympic archery, Olympic recurve?
So for Olympic recurve, it's going to be kind of like the bare bow recurve bows you saw for the last match, except these guys are going to have sights on their bows. They're going to have stabilizers just like the compounds. And obviously they're going to be shooting 20 meters further than the compounds.
Yeah, and the scoring is a little different than compound. So recurve follows the same scoring as bare bow. We use a set system, so each archer will shoot 3 arrows. They'll go score, and the archer with the higher score gets 2 set points. If they tie, they each split the set points, so they each get 1, and the match goes first to 6. And as we saw with our bare bow women, if it ends 5-5 after 5 rounds, then we'll go to a 1 arrow shoot off. Both of these shooters, Casey and Judith, both regularly shoot at USAT events. I know Casey has gone to both of the USAT events so far, and I believe Judith has gone to them too. So we might be seeing them at SoCal, which is in probably about a week and a half. It's from June 9th to 11th. And then after that, in a month after that, is the Buckeye Classic in Ohio, and that's July 28th through the 30th. So these are 2 extremely high competing archers. And it'll be a great match between the 2 of them.
Yeah, this one should definitely prove to be a great match to watch for everybody.
Yeah, both archers had some strong competitors to take down yesterday, so excited to see what comes of this match.
Sydney, I know you and Judith go to the same school. What's it like to be able to practice with Judith, and what is your regular day schedule kind of like there at Columbia?
Yeah, being able to practice with Judith is great. She always brings such great energy, loves to crack some jokes, and she's an incredibly strong shooter. So I'm super excited to see her in this match. I know this is her first finals appearance, so she's really excited. And the whole Columbia team is looking forward to cheering her on, and they're doing a great job. So shout out team.
Do you think she has any, this being her first finals match, do you think she has any nerves associated with that?
I always think there are some nerves associated with the gold medal match. I know, especially for me, like anytime you are in a match, especially against another strong competitor, you always are a little nervous, but I think it's more excitement. I know she's super excited. She's got that game face look, and I'm super excited to see her showcase all her talent.
Well, as you can hear, the archers have been welcomed in by a large crowd of both A&M and Columbia archers.
On target 31, Judith Gottlieb. On target 32, Casey Kofold. Your line judge for this match, Scott Booth.
As you can see, Casey's sporting her Buc-ee's shorts that she's very fond of.
Yeah, Casey's got her brother with her too in the coach's box, so good little sibling love going on.
And Clay, I know you're fairly close with Casey and Connor.
Yep, yeah, I've known Casey and Connor both since we were little. It's been fun watching them not only come up through USA Archery and all those shoots, but also getting to shoot with them in collegiate shoots now.
We've got Casey up shooting first, getting ready to draw back her first arrow.
Casey's first arrow at 8-9 liner, low right.
8-9 liner.
And here goes Judith, her first arrow. High 7.
7. Shot seemed to go off a little quick for her there, but that might be her shot process, I'm not sure. But
Judith has an extremely quick process, but
it
works really well for her.
Could be something interesting to watch Casey get used to that timing and have him get ready quick.
Yes, Casey had a high 9 right there.
Judith comes back with a 10.
10.
Great answer right there.
If Judith is nervous, she is sure not showing it. Casey has a right 8 there.
8.
Casey still had a great group there, just probably needs to set in a little bit for the finals venue.
Judith ends with an X.
I believe we may have 27-26 there for Judith, pending official verification.
It seems like the rain has seemed to stop or at least slow down compared to the previous matches that we've just had. So,
Yep, seems to be calming down a little bit. Wind still seems to be, not a ton of wind, but still a little bit maybe affecting these recurve archers.
Clay, I know you recently switched to recurve. How has been the switching to that? What's it like?
Yeah, so originally I shot compound for, 15 plus years, and I needed to switch to recurve for our team rounds, and I liked it. I did good and stuck with it. It's definitely been a new challenge. A lot more stuff to pay attention to than when you shoot in compound. So it's fun, but it's a new challenge.
That's amazing. As you can, I'm sure hear, our teams are being extremely loud right now, being Columbia versus A&M.
We've got smiles on both the archers' faces. That's always nice to see.
Yeah, they both look like they're having a lot of fun. All right, scores popping up downrange. Looks like Judith got that set, so leading Casey 2-0.
Interesting point to note there. That is only the second set that Casey has dropped this entire Collegiate Nationals tournament. She dropped one in the semifinals. But other than that, she's swept every match 6-0.
Yeah, she has definitely been a dominant force in the recurve women, not only at this event, but many other USATs as well.
Yes, and something cool to note is Judith did have to eliminate our fellow teammate to advance to this match.
Yeah, that must have been hard for her to do. Okay, Casey's coming up for her first arrow of the second end. And she shoots a right 8.
8.
All right, here goes Judith, her first arrow of the second set. Looks like a high right 5.
And then Casey shoots an X.
Great follow-up shot there for Casey.
And Judith with a right 6.
The wind has stopped now, so I don't know if Judith might have been sighted in for it. And is now hitting a touch right.
And Casey has a high right 8.
Solid end there for Casey.
And Judith ending off with a left 8.
I agree with you, Clay. I think the stopping of rain and wind probably had both of their sights a little bit off.
Yep.
So they kind of had a sight in these first 2 ends.
Yeah, they were definitely practicing in some pretty challenging conditions this morning over on the practice field. Pretty heavy rain and wind, so I'm sure they've just got to get back sighted in and excited to see what comes.
Abby, how would you say the rain was earlier today?
Well, Riley, it was quite wet, if I do have to say.
Waiting for scores to come in here, but obviously we think Casey took that set, so it should be 2-2. Shaping up to be a really good match here for both these girls.
And again, it's super loud environment right now. It's almost hard for us to hear each other in the commentators booth, so this is extremely fun, and this is the heart of what collegiate archery is.
Yep, great to see.
Yeah, I think it's the loudest the field has been all day. All weekend.
For this event, most of our team members are actually the people being coaches and the arrow agents. You can see Judith has her coach, Coach Derek, up there, but she has a fellow team member as her arrow agent, and so does Casey.
Yep, collegiate archery is one of the only places in archery when you're going to see a team aspect such as this, other than the Olympics. It's just great to see a different side of the sport than most people are used to. Looks like we do have 2-2 now.
And Casey is up first for shooting. That was a high right 9. A little bit long of a hold for Casey's usual.
Here we go for Judith. Looks like a low left 7.
Casey's a right 8.
8.
There we go.
And Judith comes back with a 9.
Judith definitely is getting back into it. And a high 9.
9.
Good there for Casey. Looks like a solid 26.
Yes.
There we go. Another 9 for Judith.
Judith definitely has it dialed in, and as you can tell, that last end totally didn't affect her. She is being extremely calm and put together during this whole event. You would have no idea that this is her first medal match.
So Riley, what is it like getting to practice for Riley and Abby? What's it like getting to practice with an Olympian every day?
Not only do I get to practice with Casey every day, she's also my roommate for this past year, and it has been the biggest blessing ever. I get to kind of see what her day-to-day is like, and my scores have improved because of that. You know, we push each other hard, and it's just very fun when we get to compete against each other.
Oh yeah, she and Casey is so fun. Obviously she's very talented, knows how to stick arrows in the middle, but she's also just like a fun person to be around, always cracking jokes. Even right now, like, she's laughing a lot watching our teammates cheer her on. So it's definitely like a fun personality.
Sydney, I don't know Judith, but does she have any aspirations for Olympics like Casey?
I don't know. Judith, she's such a great shooter and such a great person that I wouldn't be surprised if that is something that she aspires to do in the future. I don't know. It's great getting to train with her, and I'm super excited to see her grow, and I've seen her grow so much this past year. So I am very, very happy for her.
That's great. Okay, we're coming into the third end. Casey is up 4-2.
So for Judith, this turns into a must-win or a must-tie end, or else Casey will take the match.
Judith up shooting first.
Judith with the right 6.
Casey's now at hold. And she shoots a high right 9.
9.
Casey's been very consistent the entire match. See if she gets it. Clicks her side, a couple clicks, gets it dialed in.
All right, here comes Judith. Left 7.
7.
That's a high 7 for Casey.
7.
And Judith responds with a low left 8.
Okay, Casey's coming up for her last arrow of this end.
Casey needs a 6 or better to win the end.
And Casey shoots an 8.
Officially, it looks like that will do it. But obviously, we're going to wait for official verification.
Yes, that was a great match. Both archers did great.
Still impressive shooting from Casey there. It can be really tough to close out a match when you're on top.
Yes, I almost feel like that's when the most pressure gets added, is when you're so close there.
Obviously, great shooting from Judith as well. She was involved the entire time, never gave up.
Yes, Judith also, something to note is that she kept her composure so well. Never seemed worried or anything like that. She just really kept herself together. Very impressive.
It'd be very hard to do in a gold medal match, especially when you know who you're shooting against and the likes of Casey Caulfield.
Yeah, especially when it's your first gold medal match as well.
Such a great quality to just be able to trust your shot, stick with it, and keep your head in the match.
So we're waiting just official verification downrange. And here it comes. Yep, Casey Caulfield is your 2023 Women's Recurve Gold Medal champion.
And I think we're going to be able to have the opportunity to talk to Casey in just a second, which will be great to be able to hear her thoughts on how this match went.
Well, Casey, no stranger to the big stage. How does this stage compare to some other stages you've been on?
I was actually a lot more nervous here than a lot of some of the stages I've been on, just because there's a lot of team points still out for play, and I know like A&M and some other teams are really close, so I really wanted to get out there and get a win today, and I had a little more shakes than I usually do, but was still able to get it done.
Yeah, obviously you shot very well. How's dealing with the noise compared to, I know there's not a lot of noise at like the Olympics, the World Championships, stuff like that, so how does this compare?
I like the noise here. It's definitely like it builds your confidence, and you know you have people behind you supporting you, so I really like that aspect of it.
Good. Well, you shot really good the entire way through eliminations, qualified well. Anything else you want to add?
I'm just happy to be here. I had a super fun time. Collegiate tournaments are like no other, so I'm just happy to be here and Giga Maggies.
Wait, okay, we have a burning question. Can you please tell the people what is up with your shorts?
So I am wearing Buc-ee's shorts. Buc-ee's, if you are listening, I would love a sponsorship. I go to Buc-ee's quite often since I've been living in the South, and I love it there. I love their pina colada slushies. So if y'all want to send me like a free case of those, I'd be very appreciative. Thank you very much.
There we go, Buckies. You heard it. NIL is legal now, so reach out.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you. Great job, Casey.
Okay, up next we have recurve men with Michael Plummer and Nick Swidrick. Michael Plummer qualified 4th place and Nick qualified 6th place. So they both had some hard matches that they won to be able to get to this point. Nick Swidrick is from Texas A&M and Michael Plummer is from Mount Marty University, which we can see both teams again here cheering on their team.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Nick in the semifinals had to go against some of his own teammates to get here. So I know it means a lot for him to be up here just kind of representing his teammates and his Texas A&M as a whole.
This is definitely going to be a nice match. We've got Michael coming in at 4 and Nicholas qualifying in 6. So excited to see this match play out.
We can see that Mount Marty is doing a tunnel for Michael Plummer. Michael Plummer is also an extremely strong shooter, and he can be seen at many of the USATs.
Nicholas Woodrick.
Michael shot very strong in his matches leading up to this. I know he knocked off the 1 seed in the semis.
32.
Took out
Michael
a lot of other
Plummer.
people along the way. He's been shooting great.
I think Abby and I might be feeling a little bit of bias having Nick up there, but Nick's also been our president of our archery team for 2 or 3 years. He has done an absolutely amazing job running this team, and he's pretty much the heart of it, so it's really cool to be able to see him up here going for gold.
Yeah, he also shot really well through eliminations, knocked out some higher seeds, obviously, as he's the 6th seed shooting in the gold match, so that's great to see as well.
Yeah, fun fact about Nick. I'm sure all of you at home can see those neon shoes he's sporting. I think he's worn those at every tournament for at least a couple of years now. Kind of his signature trademark.
You can definitely always pick him out in the crowd.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Michael Plummer is going first. And Michael shot a right 9.
Strong start for Michael. We'll see how Nick responds. Looks like an 8-9 liner.
Quick shot there for Nick.
8-9 liner.
And Michael shot a high
8. Nick also with a high 8.
Looks like the wind might be starting to pick up a little bit here, so
yeah, definitely picking up a little.
Archers are going to have to combat that here.
Michael shot a left 9.
Solid round for Michael.
Like a 26 there for Michael.
7. Nick with another high 8.
7.
Oh, 7. Sorry.
Again.
Something interesting I noticed is Michael is running his clicker on his sight, but obviously you can see maybe at a slight height disadvantage for the recurve 70-meter field. Reaching that 70 meters can definitely be difficult sometimes, and so sometimes you cannot run your clicker all the way back on your riser like a lot of us do because your arrows will not tune properly. So it's interesting to see Michael choosing to go with the sight clicker over a just shorter arrow.
Yeah, personally, I might be 5'9", but I have a 26-inch draw length, so I also use an extended clicker to be able to get my bow to tune correctly. Michael has Alyssa Nelson as his coach, who's another archer. She competed, and I think she got 3rd or 4th yesterday, so she's also extremely competitive.
Yeah, they're going to have a great mixed team later today. It'll be cool to see how far they can make it as well.
And Nick has his girlfriend, Meredith, being his coach, and she currently just switched to compound from recurve, so she's kind of in the same boat as you, Clay.
Yeah, interesting. I think it'd be interesting going from recurve to compound instead of compound to recurve. You know, switching from compound to recurve, I feel like it's an easier switch, but recurve to compound could definitely pose some challenges with the higher scores and all the competition and so.
Yes, I tried compound for about a week, and I got frustrated that I was better at it than recurve than compound. So
I'm sure Sydney can attest to that. There's Some insane scores put up in that class all the time.
Oh yes, and even in just 3 years, the scores have skyrocketed so much, and it's so nice to see the sport growing and all these archers improving. So definitely posed some tough competition, which I personally have enjoyed being able to take part in.
All right.
Looks like the scores are in, and Michael will have a 2-0 lead going into the second set. I believe that means Nick will shoot first.
I think the noise level has reached a new high. But here goes Nick. Ooh, solid 10. Good job, Nick.
10. Obviously sighted it back in there from the first set.
And it looks like Nick's got a relatively quick shot there. Is that
he
that
does.
character
He
to
does,
him?
yeah.
Okay.
And left 9 for Michael.
Once again, that can be hard for the other shooter just to get ready in that amount of time, be ready to shoot your next shot.
Nick with another 9, just out.
Yeah, Nick tends to have a quicker shot. I like that about his form, and I especially love his follow-through.
Long hold there for Michael.
The low 9.
All right, Nick with his third and final shot of this round. Nails a 10. Good finish for Nick.
10. Solid 29 for Nick there.
Both these archers have put up impressive groups in these conditions.
And he shoots a low left 9. So Nick will be taking that set.
Solid 29 to a 27. That's some impressive shooting for recurve.
Yeah, very good.
And pending verification, we'll have a tie now, 2-2.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see how these guys handle the pressure of a tight match leading up for the next couple ends.
Yeah, it's really cool. Abby and I were talking earlier about the competition of just winning the overall national title, and Clay, you being from the Cumberlands, it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, so obviously the outdoor nationals title for collegiate is probably the most coveted one in collegiate archery. Obviously there's a 3D nationals, an indoor nationals, and an outdoor nationals, but it seems as if outdoor nationals is kind of the holy grail of collegiate archery. It definitely adds another aspect to archery that a lot of people don't realize. Like you don't just have the pressure to perform for yourself anymore. You want to perform for your team, get those team points, as many as you can. And what's also interesting is even if you don't win, you can still get points for your team all the way down to 8th place. So it's extremely important just to get into that top 8. So I think it adds a lot of pressure that people just are not used to in archery.
Yeah, I agree. I think the team competition is super fun. It just adds like that extra level of depth. I think you were just talking earlier, like, I don't know, I always tell people like archery is a team sport, like 1 weekend a year. Like this is pretty rare in the sport. So
very individual sport that all of a sudden becomes team oriented in a weekend.
Yeah, this is my first year here, and everybody tells you what to expect, but there's nothing like it, being able to come out here and perform with your team.
That is so cool, and I'm glad that you get to feel this environment. So we have Michael Plummer, and he just shot a left 9.
Here comes Nick with his response. Low 9, good shot.
9.
Michael shoots a 10.
This is a good match.
Both archers are definitely dialed in here.
Nick with another 9.
9.
Michael with another 10.
Solid 29 there from Michael. It's tough to beat.
9.
And Nick with another 9.
Well, maybe we have the same scores as last time, just flip-flop for the archers. Obviously both of them dialed in here and putting a very exciting match on.
Yeah, I mean, this is I mean, you're losing with 27s. Like, you have to shoot a 29 to get the set points. It's just absolutely incredible shooting from both archers.
It's not often that 27 points loses a set in recurve archery.
Yeah, so this is extremely fun to watch, and both archers are just on their game, and mentally they both seem so composed too.
So looking at the guys' equipment, looks like they're both shooting Hoyt. I think Nick shoots a Hoyt Formula XI with Velos limbs, and then Michael sporting the new Hoyt XD and with Axia limbs.
Waiting for the scores to come in still.
It looks like Ethan Merrill is Nick's arrow agent, who they've been roommates since freshman year of college, so I'm sure this is a special moment for the both of them. And Sydney, do you know who? Oh, wait. I was thinking of Judith's match. I was about to say, does anyone know who Michael's arrow agent is? But it seems like it's someone from Mount Marty.
Yeah, I think it's a fellow Mount Marty teammate. And great job to all our staff down at the Bale making this run very smoothly.
Looks like it will be 4-2 Michael heading into this third end. So once again, this turns into a must-win or must-tie set for Nick here. Nick will start us off.
Looks like a low 7 for Nick.
Michael's at hold right now. And he shoots a 9.
Another long hold for Michael there, but it seems to be that he can still make those long hold shots fall where he wants to.
Nick with a 9.
Good comeback shot for Nick there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to look at the difference between their holds. Michael's is quite long and Nick's is quite fast. And Michael shoots a 9.
Michael seems to have found his groove. Nick trying to get back in it. Responds with a 9.
Michael needs a 7 to tie the set and 8 to win the match.
Michael shoots a 9.
Great shooting from both guys there. It seems like unofficially Michael will have it. We'll wait for the verification from down the range, but great shooting from both of them.
And great reaction there to that win.
Yes, Michael is definitely very excited about that.
I know Michael is a little older than your typical college student. I think he actually might be, I think he's out of his 20s, but still great to see, him being in college and wanting to pursue the sport and get a degree still for something that he loves.
Yes, I agree. He might be in his master's program, actually, something along the lines of that, I believe. And I think in just a few seconds we'll be able to have the opportunity to talk to Michael about this win and how he shot during this match.
All right, we have a winner, Michael Plummer.
Officially there, we see Michael Plummer takes that match 6-2. Obviously, you see a great reaction from Michael and his teammates there.
And nice to see even other teams cheering.
Yes, it's fun when they get involved with
for
everyone.
their fellow competitors.
Yes, and here we have Michael Plummer right now.
Start now at 11 o'clock.
All right, Michael. Well, you shot great yesterday, qualified well, shot your way through to the gold today. How's it feel?
It feels great, man. I got bumped a little early last year after qualifying first, so I had a little bit of a fire under me, and I wanted to get the gold today, and I was able to do it. Just stick to my process, and everything went according to plan.
I had the pleasure of shooting with you on the recurve field all weekend, and you were putting up some great scores, shooting great matches. How was the pressure up there?
Oh, I was definitely feeling it, man. I was, everybody's loud here. It's so energetic. I just went up there and just followed the process and just let the heart beat and put it in the middle.
Now, is this your first collegiate win?
Yep. This is my first gold for collegiate. Yep.
Awesome. That's great. You definitely earned it. Shot your way up. Anything else you want to add?
I just really appreciate all my friends and family that have supported me, my team behind me, and of course God. So
awesome. Thank you, man.
Yep. You guys have a good one.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Well, I believe that's all we have for our individual gold matches here. We would like to thank Georgia Southern University for being awesome hosts. Obviously, you can see the college scene is happy and healthy here in Statesboro. I know personally I had a great time here. What about you guys?
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Tournament ran great, and a very nice weekend overall, I think, for all the teams.
Yes, definitely. This is my favorite event of the year, every single year.
Yep. So this is it for the individual matches. We're going to go into some mixed team matches here, and after that, we should have the final results for the team standings. But I think that's all we have for now.
Archery awakens the superhero inside
all of us. With a bow in hand,
you decide your own destiny. Archery is about control,
confidence,
determination.
Set your sight,
focus your mind,
and steady your heart.
Aim true and let your arrow soar.
Archery is about freedom.
It's about adventure.
Archery
is for everyone.